I would like to introduce to you a member of the County Council, Mr. Andrew Friedson.
It's not the first time that I didn't follow directions from Reverend Huggins, so my sincere apologies here. But first of all, our greatest blessing is the blessing of time. The time that we give, the time that we share. And I'm just so humbled and grateful that we're here sharing this time together at this critical moment. Not just for this church and not just for this community, but for our whole county. For the history that brought us to this moment and all the time, the moments that got us to where we are today. 3 years ago, we were in this church that was held together by 2x4s. Reverend Huggins convened us with community leaders in the Scotland community from this church community. We're figuring out how we were going to make this right. And when I say this right, I mean decisions that have happened over the course of decades. Not a storm here and a storm there, not a decision here and a decision there, but the repetitive decisions that were made that brought us to the moment that we are, where we have this historic building that can't stand on its own because of outside forces. That tells the story of a community that was being denied the ability to stand on its own because of outside forces. So here we are today in this moment where we are finally coming together to right these historical wrongs. This isn't going to be a project that can just be about the Scotland community standing up for itself. It has to be about all of us standing up with the Scotland community to stand up together. I grew up in this community. I went to school with members of the Scotland community. Three of my nieces and nephews go to elementary school at Bell's Mill, where I parked and took my shuttle down the road. This story is my story. And the Scotland story is Montgomery County's story. It's our country's story. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so now we have an opportunity to do what we call restorative justice. What does that mean? It means coming together and repairing. It means thinking about the rain here. I think we called it liquid sunshine. Liquid sunshine. And what is rain? These are tears of joy. Tears of tragedy too. What are churches? Places that you come to for weddings and baptisms, but also where you come to mourn, and funerals and memorial services. This is a building, this is a community that represents everything that we have in our community. The pain and the power and the ability to overcome repeated obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. You know, we talk a lot about, if these walls could talk. Well, those walls could talk. They tell our story. Not Scotland's story, all of our story. Some of the story that we are really proud of, and some of the story that we are really, really ashamed of. And now we finally have the ability to make sure that these walls can talk forever. Not just about the last century, telling the history, but about the next century. And being relevant to young people, to families, to our community for generations to come. We can't tell the truth. We can't reconcile that truth unless we have the structures that are part of the history that tell the story of who we are, even the parts of who we are that we're not so proud of. And so I just want to thank you for allowing me to be a small part of this incredible effort, for being able to be part of the village that raised me, and to be able to come together and to prove, once again, like Joy Siegel did back in the 1960s partnering with you, we need more Joy Siegels who's here today. And all of us can do that. So with the help of Glenstone, which has stepped up, with the help of our state, our county, Heritage Montgomery, and our historic preservation, not everybody here can do everything. Actually, nobody can do everything. But every single one of us can do something. You can give your time. You can give your treasure. You can give your talent. And we can all join together to do what wasn't done 100 years ago. What wasn't done 50 years ago. But what can and will be done today. So let's join together. Let's do it. Let's bless each other with our time. And let's make sure that this building with humble beginnings has anything but a humble future. Thank you so much.